3,200 workers are being laid off the Tyson beef plant.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Tyson to lay off more than 3,200 Americans due to a beef shortage.
Now it looks like Tyson is closing another facility, and it's causing a lot of problems with the job market. A lot of the people have been relying on that job, for some of them for decades, and it's just creating another stressor for everybody involved. If you guys are new here, we like to talk about things that are going on in the economy, the prices of things, the cost of things that are going up, looking at ways to not just save money, but also increase your income, because we don't want to just look at what's actually going on, but what can we do about it? Because that's also very important. With that, let's go ahead and see what's going on with Tyson.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying.
The Tyson facility in Joslin is shutting down, leaving more than 2,500 people scrambling. This is the letter those workers got this afternoon confirming the plant's permanent closure. Workers will get paid for the next 2 months, but the job some have leaned on for years is gone.
As someone who lost his job, one of the issues that they're going to have to face is the health care costs, because immediately losing the insurance and you're relying on it, that becomes a problem.
The Tyson Foods plant is located in Joslin. That plant began operations in 1983 under the ownership of Iowa Beef Processors. You can tell by the map it was a central part to the local and regional economy. But why is a company that's called the area home for so long closing its doors with next to no notice? Well, the breadcrumbs were public as of about 10 days ago on the company's earnings call. Tyson told shareholders they expect losses around $650 million this fiscal year in its beef processing sector alone. Company officials claim cattle shortages and high livestock costs are to blame for that massive loss.
Even with 2 months, I guess, that's not that long. And with the job market the way it is, getting another job now, that's an issue. But the fact that they don't know if it's even going to open up again, that really puts a lot of pressure on the people.
For decades, the Tyson complex in Joslin has been the heartbeat of this community, but that beat went silent this afternoon. As workers arrived for their shift, they weren't sent to the production line. They were funneled into the cafeteria to receive a letter that many say felt like a betrayal.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying. I know people that have been here for 30 plus years. I know people that have been here as little as 3 days.
Tyson says the decision comes down to economics, rising beef prices, and lack of cattle. But for the 2,700 people who work behind these gates, the why doesn't matter as much as the what now. While they'll be paid through October, the loss of health insurance and steady work is a reality that is starting to sink in.
It's devastating. All these people without jobs, I take medication that costs $300 a month. Then insurance don't cover. Now I have to weigh in on that. I have to watch what I do, I guess. I don't know.
Rita Newton has been with Tyson for 11 years. She says the plant felt like a family that's now being split up for a company's bottom line. Though workers' new contract talks stalled this summer, an announcement like this didn't seem like a remote possibility.
How do you just drop, a bomb like that in a day? People coming in for their shift and, guess what? Go home. No more job. People leaving today from work are getting stopped. Hey, don't come back tomorrow. How do you do that to people?
A company that brought thousands of people down this road every day is expected to be a ghost town by Monday, with no plans to replace it anytime soon.
I'm hoping that it doesn't close for that long. Hopefully they can reopen it, because especially where so many people are relying on it in that area, that's when towns dry up, and we don't want to see that.
3,200 workers are being laid off the Tyson beef plant. Not only did he not bring back manufacturing, not only did he not help the beef industry, he is the cause of most layoffs and factory closures. Utah and Illinois, over 3,200 employees are losing their job.
3,200 people, that's 3,200 families affected. And it's just, there's never a good time for it. There's never a good time. And especially, I know when I got laid off, it was one of those situations where you didn't see it coming. So a lot of these people, they probably didn't either. And I hate that feeling, but especially like I said, with the insurance, that thing gets expensive. But I'm hoping it doesn't close for too long because they need this money. They need the jobs.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Tyson to lay off more than 3,200 Americans due to a beef shortage. Now, if you do a little research, you're going to find out about this. This is called Tyson Ventures. Tyson Ventures is heavily endorsing 3 companies, lab-grown cultured meat startups to be exact. They're called Memphis Meats, Upside Foods, Future Meat Technology, which is now renamed to Believer Meats. Now, I don't know about you folks, but I think 4,000 people losing their high-paying jobs, and people are going to be in my comments, those are not high-paying, they're also pensioned jobs. They get a pension when they retire. And you know why Tyson is getting rid of these people? Because their future is lab-grown cultured meats. And no matter how you slice shit cake, here it is. You're not going to be heavily invested in a lab-grown meat, and you're not going to be shutting down beef production. You're making room for this. Welcome to America, folks.
He makes some points. I mean, it's possible that there's some of that for sure. I mean, in the political realm, obviously, there's a lot of shenanigans that go on. But even still, again, it's somebody's job. And I hate seeing it because it's a family. People are struggling. They're struggling to eat. They're struggling with the costs. And so the added pressures of something that you're relying on, especially the jobs, because jobs are one of those things where you really put a lot into it. And that's part of your day-to-day. It's such a big part of you. And to see it taken away, especially quickly, causes a lot of problems. And it's not just about the money. It's the emotional stuff that goes along with it, and psychological, that people are going to have to deal with.
Tyson's plant in Joslin, Illinois permanently closed its doors yesterday, leaving 2,500 to 2,700, approximately 3,000 people unemployed in the Quad Cities area. This is devastating to the individuals that are experiencing this personal grief, and it's also devastating to our community. The nonprofit sector will not be able to sustain this new demand and people seeking resources and assistance. Since the beginning of this year, the nonprofit sector has experienced incredible decrease in funding, ripple effect of the federal decreased funding as well, on top of the constant change in policies and regulations of the nonprofit sector. This demand will initially overwhelm nonprofits because of staff capacity and staff burnout that they have already been experiencing chronically for many years, quite frankly. And so when we see this influx of folks that are needing assistance, there is not one nonprofit that can take everybody, and there's not a system really to be able to provide and connect folks to the resources that they need.
Yeah, the community aspect is a tough one because it's more than the job, and it is people's livelihoods, and that's how towns dry up, and we don't want to see that.
It is imperative that community leaders, elected officials, corporate professionals as well, everybody comes together to really support One, the nonprofit sector, so we can be able to provide a system of support for these individuals and their family. And two, direct assistance to these individuals and their families. This will be devastating not only to the individuals, their families, the nonprofits, but also small businesses. When folks are in survival mode, they will not go out to eat. They will not go out to the movies, to community festivals, to anything that requires money, quite frankly. Grocery stores will be impacted as well. This is something that we should not take lightly, and we should act immediately. In my opinion, the deregulations of the FDA and cuts to the budget is a cause and effect of what is happening right now. You know, there's rumors about a 3D printed meat, and if that is true and that's the case, plus the usage of AI, it is a cause and effect of why humans with family are losing their livelihood. And this is a generational effect. Not only are you cutting their survival, you're cutting the next generations and what is the environment that they're going to grow up in. This is something that we're going to feel the effects of for decades. My husband's father lost his job when the Swiss Valley closed down by Railroad Avenue, and they're still recovering decades later. I don't think people understand how devastating this is. Listen to community leaders when we say everyone in this community, everyone in this country is one life event away from being unhoused. There are stereotypes of the people who live, you know, who are homeless, who are experiencing homeless, and it is truly anyone and everyone. And now we're going to see it in a way that I don't think people are ready to see true trauma out in the streets, in the community.
I think it's a really important point that she did mention, that you are basically one emergency away from being homeless. And to remember that it can happen to anybody. You know, your health could go south, job gone, resources dry up, don't have water for a while. You know, there's all kinds of potential issues. And it's important that people come together when things like this go on.
Tyson Foods is immediately closing its beef processing plant in Joslyn, Illinois, and its case-ready facility in Eagle Mountain, Utah, as historically tight cattle supplies continue to pressure the beef packing industry. The Joslyn plant had the capacity to process about 3,000 cattle per day and employed roughly 2,500 workers. Tyson is also seeking a buyer for its 2,000 head per day facility in Washington. Tyson says it will focus its beef operations around plants in Dakota City, Nebraska, Holcomb, Kansas, and Amarillo, Texas, with Amarillo returning to 2 shifts as cattle supplies allow. The closures come as the U.S. cattle herd remains near 75-year lows, raising concerns about reduced packing capacity and lower hauls for the cattle producers. Industry analysts warn the changes could add volatility and put pressure on cattle prices as the beef industry adjusts to a smaller cattle supply.
Look, at the end of the day, for whatever reasons that they're closing it and laying off people, at the end of the day, it's people's livelihoods, and they need the money to survive and to be able to feed their families. And I don't like seeing more and more people without work and being blindsided with this. And it's just, I hate seeing it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down in the comment section. I just don't. I hate seeing the instant layoffs during such a bad economy, and that's just where we're at. So let me know your thoughts, and we'll catch you next video.